Love is a wonderful thing, but it's not always simple. There are moments when you feel like you understand everything, but then there are times when you feel confused and lost. So how do we overcome the challenges in love? Not every man in love will say "I love you" every day. But if you pay close enough attention, you'll see his affection revealed through small, simple actions, sometimes seemingly unintentional. He might not say much, but he will silently do everything for you. So, if a man shows these behaviors, he may be truly captivated by you, more than you think. Welcome to the Sophia's Knowledge channel, and my name is Sophia. This is a place where we'll learn, explore, and share valuable lessons about love. In today's video, Sophia will reveal to you 7 small actions that show a man is deeply into you. Let's join Sophia to discover the secrets to building a strong and meaningful love. Before we begin, find a quiet place, put on your headphones, and relax. Let all your worries drift away, and let the messages in this video help you calm your mind and feel every word deeply. Are you ready? Let's begin right now. Action number 1. Always finding a reason to text or call you. The first sign of a man who is captivated. In today's world, where everyone is busy with work, studies, personal life, and thousands of social media notifications, time has become a precious asset. When a man takes the time to text or call you, not because he needs something, not because there's anything important, but just to know what you're doing, how you've been eating, whether you're tired today, then that's more than a simple gesture. It's a clear sign that you're constantly on his mind. Men often aren't good at flowery words. They don't always know how to express emotions through language. But they have their own ways of letting you know you matter to them. And one of the most noticeable ways is when he constantly randomly reaches out to you through messages or calls, whether it's early in the morning or late at night. You might start to notice it through very ordinary questions. Are you up yet? What's for lunch? Was work tiring today? What are you doing? These messages may seem casual, but they carry a deep meaning. He wants to maintain the connection between the two of you, even if there's no specific reason. He doesn't wait for something important to text, because for him, you alone are a big enough reason to start a conversation. Many girls often ask each other, how do you know if a man truly likes you? The answer may not lie in grand declarations of love, or in big bouquets of flowers or expensive gifts. Sometimes, it's in the consistency, sincerity, and gentleness of those daily messages. When he always thinks of you, cares about your feelings and your life every day, that's when he's giving his emotions to you in the most natural way. What's important is that the initiative to text or call isn't about controlling you, or interrogating where you are or what you're doing. It's about silently being present in your life, letting you know that no matter how many relationships are out there, how many people pass by each other every day, there's still someone who reserves special attention just for you, in a quiet and persistent way. Don't underestimate those short calls just to ask a few things. Because when a man truly cares about someone, he'll find every way to stay present in that person's life. Even if he doesn't know how to say sweet things, he'll still call, just to hear your voice, to feel that you're still there, still part of the story between the two of you. That persistence is the clearest sign of someone who's deeply into you. Because people only truly miss when there is love in their heart. And they only actively keep in touch when they really don't want to lose someone. On the other hand, if a man only texts when he needs something, when he's free, or when it's convenient, then chances are, you're not a constant priority in his heart. But if you're receiving consistent, sincere care without any strings attached, that's something you should cherish, because not everyone can do that in this fast-paced world. You may have heard someone say "I love you." But believe that a man who truly loves you won't just say it, he will act on it. And one of the most obvious, simple actions is that he always makes the effort to reach out to you, day after day, through texts and calls filled with quiet care. In the end, true love sometimes doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be silent enough, sincere enough, and patient enough. Like the way someone always finds a reason to connect with you, even if that reason is simply because he misses you. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you and discuss more. Don't forget to hit like if you found this content helpful and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future shares. Thank you so much. Let's continue on together. Action number 2. Remembering every little detail about you. When the heart listens more closely than words. There are things you only mention once and then forget. One time you casually said you couldn't drink milk coffee because it keeps you up at night. One time you lightly complained that you dislike rainy days because you hate getting your shoes wet. One time you randomly talked about the old teddy bear from elementary school that you've kept and can't bear to throw away. You said it in a casual conversation, not intending for anyone to remember it. But he remembers. Not because he has an extraordinary memory. And not because you emphasized it. It's simply because when a man truly cares about you, every word you say becomes important, etched into his mind as if they're things that must not be forgotten. Men don't write those little things down on paper. They also don't express emotions as often as women. But if he remembers what food you like, what scent you dislike, or recalls a childhood dream you once shared, thinking no one cared, know this, it's a clear sign of his captivation. The attention to small details is a very quiet kind of care. It's not loud, not expressed through grand gestures or flashy words. But it silently shows that you hold a special place in his heart. Because people only truly remember things related to those they consider important. Not everyone has the patience to listen to trivial matters. But he's different. He listens to you talk about work, about the best friend you're upset with, about the small restaurant at the corner you used to visit in high school. And then, one day, when you've forgotten what you even said, he brings it up naturally, as if every detail has been carefully kept in a private corner of his mind. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't just care about who you are now, but also about your past, the things that shaped who you are today. He doesn't just want to know what you like now, but also wants to understand what you've been through, how you've been hurt, and how you've been happy. And because of that, he remembers. It's not a deliberate effort. He's not trying to impress you or win you over. It all happens naturally, like how someone treasures valuable memories. Because to him, every little detail about you is worth preserving. You might not notice it right away. But pay attention, any man who notices the seemingly trivial details of your life is someone who's genuinely paying attention. A man who remembers that you like drinking hot tea on cold days, always choose the seat near the window at cafes, or always carry a small notebook in your bag, he's not just listening, he's holding you in his heart. This world has too many things for people to remember. Work, pressure, life, social relationships. But if amid all that chaos, you're still the one he remembers in every detail, don't doubt it. He's sincere. Remembering isn't an act of logic. It's a reflex of emotion. When someone loves, the heart automatically filters what needs to be kept. And if you're the person he doesn't want to forget even the smallest thing about, then you're the one he wants to hold on to for a long time. In the end, love doesn't always begin with grand gestures. Sometimes, it begins with the subtle act of remembering. Remembering you don't eat onions. Remembering you're afraid of thunder. Remembering you once said you liked afternoons with soft golden sunlight. And then, one day, he shows up with your favorite drink, on an afternoon just like the one you dreamed of. At that moment, you'll understand that love doesn't lie in promises, it lies in how someone remembers you, from the smallest things. If you're still watching this video, don't hesitate to comment continue. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below, I really look forward to hearing from you. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so Sophia can be motivated to create more meaningful and heartfelt videos. Let's keep going together. Action number 3. making you a priority in his schedule. When you are no longer just a choice, but become something important. This world is not short of busy people. Everyone has work, relationships, responsibilities, and schedules packed from early morning to late at night. But in the midst of that hectic rhythm, if a man is willing to adjust everything to make time for you, then you are not just a part of his life. You are a priority. Don't believe the words, "I'm too busy, I don't have time." Because time is not something one has, it's something one chooses to make for someone. A man who truly cares about you will always find a moment, no matter how small, to let you into his day. Whether it's a few minutes to text you good morning, a short call after work, or a quick date on the weekend between his work hustle, all are proofs of where you stand in his heart. There are people who always make you wait. Wait for a reply, wait for a meeting, wait for an explanation for prolonged silence. And then there are those who, no matter how busy, will still message, "I'm in a meeting, but I'll call you right after." That is the difference between someone who has you in their schedule, and someone who makes you a priority in it. Love is when you become the reason someone changes their plans. It's when he postpones a hangout with friends because you need him. It's when he sleeps a little less to make sure you get home safely. It's when he walks a long distance just to see you for a few minutes. No one does those things for someone they don't consider important. Being prioritized doesn't always show through grand gestures. Sometimes, it appears in the simplest ways. It's when he asks when you're free, then arranges his schedule to match yours instead of expecting you to adjust to his. It's when you say you're only free on the weekend, and he gives you that entire weekend, instead of saying he already has other plans. You may not be the center of his world, and that's normal. But if you're the one he doesn't want to lose in the middle of everything spinning around him, then he'll try to hold on to you in every way he can. One of the clearest ways is by making time. Not leftover time, but time he creates just to have you in it. Being a priority is always the clearest test in any relationship. Because love, no matter how big, if it's not accompanied by choice and action, can still fade. A man who truly loves you won't leave you guessing how important you are. He'll show you through how he chooses to spend his time with you, while life out there isn't easy for him either. Sometimes, it's just a tired evening after work, and he still rushes over to see you because he knows you're sad. Sometimes, it's staying up with you all night just so you have someone to talk to when you can't sleep. And sometimes, it's canceling a non-essential business trip just because you said you're scared to go to the doctor alone. Love doesn't have to be grand. It just needs to be real. And prioritizing is one of the clearest ways to show that reality. A man can have hundreds of things to do. But if you're the one he loves, you will never be the backup plan. You will never only appear when he's free. Instead, you will be the one he schedules first, even before he plans anything else. When someone is willing to change habits, adjust schedules, and set aside a part of their busy life to spend time with you, that is no longer fleeting affection. That is a quiet commitment. A genuine feeling. A choice that is anything but random. In the end, love doesn't need to take over every part of each other's lives. But at the very least, choose someone who sees you as an important part they cannot afford to leave out of theirs. Because time is something no one can buy more of, and the person willing to share their time with you is also the one sharing their heart. Action number 4. His eyes always seek you out. When the heart speaks through silent glances. There is one thing people who are truly in love cannot hide, their gaze. No matter how calm they try to appear, no matter how little they say, their eyes will unconsciously seek out the one who makes their heart flutter. For a man who is captivated by you, that gaze is not just a habit, it's a natural reflex, as if in a crowded room, you are the center he cannot help but follow. You might not notice it right away. Because he doesn't stare at you openly or aggressively. It's often quick glances when you're engrossed in conversation with someone else. It's the quiet watching from afar, without calling your name, without imposing, just silently observing as if he's trying to preserve every moment you are within his sight. And when you turn around and catch that gaze, he might get flustered, look away quickly, or smile slightly as if nothing happened. But in his heart, everything has already been said. Men love with their eyes, people often say. But the gaze of a man who is truly captivated isn't merely about admiring appearances. It's when his eyes silently watch you while you're telling a story, when you laugh brightly with someone, or even when you're quiet, lost in thought. He doesn't just see you, he feels you, with full attention, understanding, and care. You'll feel the difference when he looks at you. It's not the fleeting glances like everyone else's. It lingers a bit longer, a bit deeper, as if searching for something only you possess. It's a gaze that makes you flustered but also feel safe. It's when you're in the middle of a conversation with many people, but there's only one look that makes your heart skip a beat, because you know, within that gaze is a heart pointed toward you. There are men who are not good at expressing feelings with words. But their eyes are always honest. He may not often say "I miss you," but when you walk into the room, his eyes immediately seek you out. He may not say "I worry about you," but in that quiet look when you're tired, you know he's trying to find a way to be there for you, without needing to say a word. Love doesn't need to be loud, nor does it need to be flaunted. Sometimes, just a gaze that always follows you amid life's chaos is the clearest sign that someone holds you in a very special place in their heart. And if you're attentive enough to notice that gaze, it will tell you whether you're truly being loved sincerely. You might catch that look when you're laughing with friends. When you're focused on work. When you're just sitting there doing nothing at all. In those moments, he will look at you as if you are the only thing that exists in his world, not showy, not calling your name, but full of attentiveness and tenderness. And if you feel that warmth every time your eyes meet by chance, perhaps you're standing in the world of a man who is truly captivated by you. Because in love, there are words left unsaid, but a look can say it all. Action number 5. Always ready to help you. When affection is shown more through actions than words. There is a kind of man who doesn't speak many sweet words, who isn't good at expressing emotions with movie-like declarations of love. But you will notice his presence in every little thing. When you need help, he shows up. No fanfare, no promises, but always at the right time. That's not just kindness. That's the sincere care of someone who's paying attention to you. You might casually mention that your computer is broken, and a few minutes later, he texts you asking for details. You say the new bookshelf still isn't assembled, and the next day he shows up, toolbox in hand. You need to go out in the rain, and instead of asking if you brought an umbrella, he shows up quietly, waiting in the lobby with a wet jacket. These little things, not everyone does. But someone who truly cares is always ready. Help doesn't always come in the form of an offer. Often, he listens to what you say, remembers it, and quietly appears when you need him most. You mention you don't know how to file taxes, he sends you a guide. You say you've been losing sleep from stress, he sends you a calming playlist and tells you to give it a try. He might not say "I worry about you," but everything he does is proof of that. A man who is captivated by you won't wait for a cry for help. He'll recognize when you're tired, even when you say "I'm fine." He'll notice when you're unusually quiet after a long day, and he'll willingly cancel plans with friends just to sit beside you, even if not much is said. That readiness doesn't come from obligation, it comes from genuine feelings. Have you ever met someone who, upon reading "I'm not feeling well," immediately asks where you are? Have you ever seen someone go through long distances, traffic, and rain just to bring you a warm bowl of porridge when you're sick? Love doesn't always need to be wrapped in bouquets or expensive gifts. It lies in simple acts like these, being willing to step out of their comfort zone for you. In a busy world, people easily excuse themselves with "no time, I'm busy," or "maybe later." But someone who truly holds you in their heart won't make excuses. They'll find a way. Because helping isn't just an action, it's a form of connection. When people love, they want to do something for the one they love. No matter how small, even if no one sees it, even if it's unacknowledged, they still want to do it. Helping is also a quiet way of saying, "I'm here, you're not alone." It's how he makes you feel secure, no matter what's going on outside. It's how he protects you, even in something as simple as fixing a keychain you dropped. When a man loves, he always wants to be the first one you turn to when you need a hand. And he won't let you down. There are people who only ask out of politeness, and others who are only around when you're doing well. But the man who truly cares will be there even when you're tired, vulnerable, and falling apart. He won't be afraid of your mess. He won't mind your clumsiness. He won't hesitate to help you clean your house, fix a light bulb, or take you grocery shopping. Not to score points, but because he genuinely wants to care for you in the most practical ways. You'll know that man loves you when he doesn't let you face anything alone. When he sees your struggles as his own. And when he helps you not because you asked, but because he feels he should. In the end, love doesn't need grand promises. Sometimes, it just needs someone who's willing to walk with you through even the smallest things. Someone you can message at any time with a simple line, "I need you." And he'll reply, without hesitation, "I'm on my way." Action number 6. Frequently finds ways to make you laugh. When your happiness becomes his happiness. There exists a type of man who doesn't require you to be the most beautiful, the most talented, or the most perfect. He simply wants you to be happy. And one of the things that reassures him the most is seeing you smile. Have you noticed? A man who truly cares for you will always find ways to bring you joy, even through the smallest actions. He tells trivial yet humorous stories just to see your eyes light up. He learns to joke around, even if he's not naturally funny. He sends you silly text messages, memes, and gentle teasing remarks, all just to make you laugh after a long, tiring day. Not everyone is sensitive enough to notice when you're feeling down, and not everyone is patient enough to cheer you up with a smile. But he's different. He pays attention to every small change in your expression, every pause in your voice, every subtle sigh you think no one hears. And then, he quietly finds ways to make you happy again, without being loud, without forcing it, without making you feel weak. Simply put, he's there, and he wants you to smile. A man who loves you can't stand to see you sad for too long. Not because he finds it bothersome, but because he cares for you. He cares about the fatigue you're trying to hide. He cares about the burdens you don't share. And he'll do everything he can to bring you a bit of relief amidst all that. Whether it's a clumsy joke or a silly action, he's willing to be not serious just to make you genuinely laugh. Have you ever met someone like that? Someone who doesn't mind being a clown in front of you, as long as you're happy. Someone who's ready to take you out for a late-night snack just because you casually mentioned a craving. Someone who invites you for a walk in the middle of the night because he knows you're anxious and can't sleep. And in those moments, you realize happiness doesn't always have to be grand. Sometimes, just having someone who always wants to see you smile is enough. Because a smile is the language of connection. When you smile, his world also becomes lighter. When you smile, the distance between the two of you suddenly shortens. And if you've ever wondered whether that person loves you, just look at how he reacts when you're sad, and how he tries to make you happy again. Because someone who truly loves you will never be indifferent to your sadness. Love isn't always about moments immersed in romance. Sometimes, it's simply an evening watching a comedy together. It's those endless teasing sessions. It's those laugh until you cry moments because both of you thought of something silly. Someone who loves you will want to build with you not just love, but also friendship, joy, and those very ordinary yet meaningful moments. He doesn't need you to always act strong. He doesn't need you to always smile to please others. But he'll do his best so that you can smile when you're with him, a smile that doesn't need to be forced, not out of politeness, not because you have to try. Just because you feel safe, relaxed, and happy. And in those moments when you laugh like that, he knows he's right, right to love you, right to choose you, right to spend time being the one who brings joy to you every day. Love doesn't have to be about grand gestures. Sometimes, someone who always finds ways to make you laugh, even just a little each day, is a sign of a heart that loves you in the most gentle and sincere way. Action number 7. Showing signs of slight jealousy. When feelings surface in moments that can't be hidden. Jealousy, a word that may carry negative connotations if taken to extremes, can, in moderation, be one of the most subtle and endearing expressions of love. No one feels jealous over someone they have no feelings for. And no one pays close attention to every little detail about you unless you hold a special place in their heart. A man may be calm, mature, and rational in all matters, but the moment he sees you mention someone else with a sparkle in your eye or a brighter smile than usual, his demeanor changes. Not loud, not interrogative, not controlling, but there's a slight shift in his attitude. This is the way a mature man expresses jealousy, quietly, yet unmistakably. You might notice he becomes more silent after hearing you talk about a colleague who often helps you. Perhaps he casually asks, "Does he often accompany you?" Or sometimes, he simply looks at you and smiles lightly. He seems to care about you. These seemingly innocuous questions are filled with thoughts. It's not that he doesn't trust you. It's that he's afraid of losing the most precious thing to him, you. Jealousy is a natural reaction when someone feels their significant relationship is under threat. But when a man truly loves you, he will express jealousy in a very endearing way, not making you feel burdened, but making you realize how valuable you are in his eyes. He doesn't control you, doesn't forbid you from interacting with others, but he can't hide his sensitivity when someone seems too close to you. Perhaps he'll unconsciously stand closer to you when someone else looks at you for too long. Maybe he'll hold your hand tighter when walking with a group. Or simply listen quietly to your stories, but the next day, he shows more concern, as if to remind you, "I'm still here. And I also have a place in your heart, right?" A little jealousy is proof that love is still alive, still beating. It's when he starts to care about how you talk about others. It's when he notices every glance you give someone else, not to judge, but to remind himself, he needs to love you more, to hold on to you tighter. Feelings aren't just expressed through words of love but also through very instinctive reactions like this. When a man loves you, he'll never truly be indifferent to someone else showing interest in you. But the difference lies in how he chooses to handle that jealousy. Not with suspicion, control, or questioning. But by loving you more, so you don't have to seek security from anyone else. You'll know you're important to someone when they can't hide a slight pause, a bit of sadness, or a contemplative look when someone else mentions your name with special interest. And then, instead of blaming you or sulking without reason, he'll just smile lightly and say, "I also need to try harder, right?" Because a little jealousy isn't about not trusting you, but about cherishing you too much. Afraid someone else might take you away. Afraid he's not good enough. Afraid that one day, someone will make you smile more than he ever did. In the end, don't be afraid when the one you love shows a bit of jealousy. It's his way of saying you're the only one in his heart. It's how he expresses his feelings, even if he's not good with words. And it's also the moment you should smile, look into his eyes, and say, "I'm still here. And I know you're loving me with all your sincerity." Conclusion. A man's sincere love isn't always shown through romantic promises or expensive gifts. It hides in the most ordinary actions, sometimes so small that you might easily overlook them. It's when he always finds excuses to text you, remembers every little detail about you, and prioritizes you in his busy schedule. It's when he silently helps you, tries to make you laugh, and shows concern even in those gentle, subtle, and endearing moments of jealousy. These things aren't ostentatious, don't need an audience. But it's the consistency and genuineness in each action that create the strength of a lasting love. A man who truly loves you won't make you wonder if he does, you'll feel it every day, through his eyes, through the way he shows up at the right moments, listens, and always turns toward you with all his sincerity. Sometimes, you don't need to ask, "Do you love me?" Just pause for a moment and observe how he treats you every day. Because true love, though unspoken, always knows how to make itself heard. So, today's video has come to an end. Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end. I hope you found valuable lessons, and that these shares will help you on your journey of love. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel to receive more interesting content in the future. I greatly appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Wishing you always be filled with love and happiness.